All right, you are welcome again. Today, let's take a look at this particular problem under differentiation, okay, from the first principle. He says, find the derivative of y equal to ln of x using the first principle, okay? By definition, how can we find the derivative of y is equal to ln of x? Okay, normally we know that anytime they say it, the derivative of ln of x is equal to what? 1 over x. How? Why is it so? So today we want to take the step by step how to prove that the derivative of ln of x is equal to 1 all over x. Are we together? Yes. Now let's go. We have the function y is equal to ln of x. Now, normally, we have the small increment in y due to the small increment in x. So we have y plus change in y is equal to ln of x plus change in x. Right? Good. Now let's take y to the other side. We're going to have change in y is equal to ln of x plus change in x in brackets minus y. You remember that y is ln of x. We're going to change this y to ln of x. So we're going to have change in y is equal to ln of x plus change in x, close the bracket, minus ln of x, right? Good. From here, what do we do next? We apply the law of logarithm, okay? The law of logarithm. Now, here we have ln of x plus change in x minus ln of x. So we have 2 log, and the sign between them is subtraction, right? So what we do is we pick one ln, we have ln, then the content of this ln is x plus change in x. Then it will be divided by the content of the second log, which is x, right? So here we have change in y is equal to ln of open bracket x plus change in x all over x. Hello. So it is the law of logarithm that we applied here, and we have this, right? Good. So inside this bracket, we can split it into 2 further. So splitting it into 2, we have change in y is equal to ln of open bracket. We have x all over x plus change in x all over x. We split it into 2. It's still the same thing, right? If you look for the LCM and combine these together, it's going to give you x plus change in x all over x. Hello. Good. Now look at this. In this place, we have x all over x is going to give us 1. And then here we have change in x all over x. Still remain the same. So therefore, we are having change in y is equal to ln of 1 plus change in x all over x, right? Good. Further, we try to divide both sides by change in x, because this is a function of x and we are finding the derivative of this y with respect to x. That is why we are dividing by change in x. So here we have change in y all over change in x is equal to ln of 1 plus change in x all over x all over change in x, right? Good. From here, we take the limit as change in x approaches 0. Hello. At this point, we take the limit as change in x approaches 0. So what do? We have limit as change in x approaches 0. Change in y all over change in x is equal to limit as change in x approaches 0, ln of 1 plus change in x all over change in x. So what do we have here? When we take the limit of change in 1 all over change in x, it's going to give us dy dx. That is on the left hand side. Then for the right hand side, we have limit as change in x approaches 0, ln of 1 plus change in x all over change in x, right? Good. Let's perform a simple substitution here, all right? Pay attention to what we are going to do. Performing a simple substitution, in this place where we have change in x all over x, let's call it a letter. Let's substitute it for something. So we are going to say let u equal to change in x all over x. So in this place where we have change in x all over x, we are going to replace it with a variable u, okay? We're going to have u is equal to change in y all over, change in x all over x, right? Good. Now, pay attention. Here we have u is equal to change in x all over x, right? Good. If you cross multiply here, what are you going to have? You are going to have that change in x is equal to ux. Hello. Because here now, we are making a substitution, and this substitution is doing away with change in x. So if it is doing away with change in x, what is going to be the new value for this change in x? So we have that u is equal to change in x all over x. Let's cross multiply. When we cross multiply, we're going to have that change in x is ux. Okay, so in this substitution, anywhere we see change in x all over x, we're going to replace it with u. And then anywhere we see change in x, we're going to write ux. Hello, we're going to write what? ux. But pay attention to this further. You know that our limit is as change in x approaches 0, and we are now substituting for change in x. What is it going to give us? Now pay attention again. We said that u is equal to change in x all over 0, all over x, right? Change in x all over what? X. That is the value of u. Now, and we are saying as change in x approaches 0. In this equation now, if change in x turns to 0, what will happen? We have u is equal to change in x all over x. Change in x is 0 now. We have u is equal to 0 all over x. What will u turns to? U will turn to what? 0. So therefore, the limit as change in x approaches 0, right? We are changing, we are making a substitution, u equal to change in x all over x. The limit is now going to shift from change in x to u. So as change in x approaches 0, u will also approach 0. Hello. Now look at it. We have dy all over the x is equal to limit as change in x approaches 0, right? Good. Ln of 1 plus change in x all over x all over change in x. We want to make a simple substitution and say it anywhere we see change in x all over x, we're going to write the value u. And now we have u is equal to change in x all over x, right? Let's cross multiply. When we cross multiply, we see that change in x is equal to ux, meaning that anywhere we see change in x all over x, we're going to write u. And anywhere we see change in x, we're going to write ux. Right? Good. Now that we are changing change in x entirely, what about this limit that says as change in x approaches 0? What are we going to put there? That means we are going to use u approaches something. How can we know what u approaches? Now we say that here that we have u is equal to change in x all over x. As change in x approaches 0, that means change in x is equal to 0 now. What will be the value of u? We see that the value of u is going to give us 0, meaning that as change in x approaches 0, u will also approach 0, because u is the new value that is replacing change in x. Hello. Now let's continue. Let's make our simple substitution. Remember that we have dy all over dx is equal to limit as change in x approaches 0, ln of 1 plus change in x all over x all over change in x. Let's make the substitution now. We have dy all over dx is equal to limit as, in place of change in x now approaches 0, we have u approaches 0. Correct. Now, ln of 1 plus, in place of change in x all over x, we're going to have plus u all over. In place of change in x, we have ux. Hello. Yes. Now let's go. It's getting interesting, right? Good. Here we have dy all over dx is equal to limit as u approaches 0. In this case, where we have ux in the denominator, I can split it into 2 like this. It's permitted. We have ln of 1 plus u all over u times 1 all over x. You see these two, if you multiply it together, the numerator multiplied by the numerator, denominator multiplied by the denominator, is going to give you the same ln of 1 plus u all over ux. Hello. Yes. Now, as we splitted it into 2 now, and this is multiplication, we can take 1 all over x behind the limit. Why? Because, here we have 2 variables, variable u and variable x. Okay? So, you will see that variable x is a constant here because we are dealing with u. So x is a constant. So we are taking 1 over x behind the limit. Now, when we take it behind the limit, we have limit as u approaches 0. U is now the main variable. Ln of 1 plus u all over u. This is what we have, right? Good. So when we evaluate this limit as u approaches 0, ln of 1 plus u all over u, the answer is 1. Hello. The answer is what? 1. Now let's go. That means we have dy all over the x is equal to 1 all over x times 1, which is 1 all over x. So this is what we are asked to prove. But the question is, how can you say that the limit as u approaches 0, ln of 1 plus u all over u is 1? Can you prove it? Yes, we can prove it. Now let's go. Let's see the proof. We see that limit as u approaches 0, ln of 1 plus u in bracket all over u is equal to 1. How can we prove it? Let's see it. Now, we have this function, limit as u approaches 0, ln of 1 plus u all over u, right? Good. For us to evaluate this limit, we are going to apply 𝐹𝑖𝑟𝑠𝑡 rule. Hello. We're going to apply what we call 𝐹𝑖𝑟𝑠𝑡 rule. What is this 𝐹𝑖𝑟𝑠𝑡 rule? 𝐹𝑖𝑟𝑠𝑡 rule states that when you have a limit that tends to indeterminate, like 0 all over 0, or infinity all over infinity, or some other sort of indeterminate form, what you are expected to do is differentiate the numerator separately and differentiate the denominator separately. Then insert the value for the limit. Okay, take the limit. If it still gives you the indeterminate form again, differentiate the numerator again the second time differently, differentiate the denominator again for the second time differently, and then take the limit. If it still gives you indeterminate form again, 0 all over 0 or infinity all over infinity, do it for the third time. So after the third time, if it still gives you indeterminate form, it means that 𝐹𝑖𝑟𝑠𝑡 rule cannot evaluate such limit. Hello. So here now, we have that limit as u approaches 0. If you take the limit as u approaches 0, you agree with me that we are going to have indeterminate form. Are we together? Or even if it's not 0 all over 0, you may have something in the numerator and then in the denominator gives you 0, and anything divided by 0 is indeterminate. Okay? Now let's go. That means we can apply 𝐹𝑖𝑟𝑠𝑡 rule on this limit to evaluate it. Now let's apply it. So we say let y equal to ln of 1 plus u. Okay? Let y equal to ln of 1 plus u. We want to differentiate the numerator and then differentiate the denominator differently. Okay? So now taking the numerator where we say let y equal to ln of 1 plus u. Now let's differentiate this guy. So for us to differentiate it, we are going to apply chain rule. Hello. We are going to apply what? Chain rule. So applying chain rule, we are going to say let p equal to 1 plus u. Let p equal to 1 plus u. Let's differentiate p with respect to u. Differentiating p with respect to u, are going to have the p all over the u. And when we differentiate 1, it will give us 0. Differentiate u is going to give us 1. So differentiating p with respect to u is going to give us 1. Hello. Good. Now let's go back. In this place where we say y is equal to ln of 1 plus u, and we say that 1 plus u is now p, we're going to have y is equal to ln of p. Hello. Ln of what? P. Now let's differentiate this y with respect to p because y is now a function of p. Now let's go. Differentiating y with respect to p, we're going to have dy all over the p is equal to, whenever we have ln of p, this is what we just did now, okay? Now, the ln of p is supposed to give us what? 1 all over p. That is the derivative, right? Now, let's go. We have two derivatives here. We have dy all over the p and the p all over the u. Applying the chain rule properly, we have that dy all over du, which is the main thing that we are looking for, is the product of these two derivatives that we have. What are these derivatives? We have dy all over dp times dp all over du. Bringing them together, dy all over dp is 1 all over p, and then dp all over du is 1. Multiply it together, we have 1 all over p. But you remember that p is 1 plus u. Bring it together, we have that dy all over the u that we are looking for. Dy all over the u that we are looking for is 1 all over 1 plus u. Hello, we have dy all over du is equal to 1 all over 1 plus u, right? Good. Now look at it. You remember that we are evaluating the limit as u approaches 0, ln of 1 plus u all over u, right? And then we say let's differentiate the numerator and differentiate the what? Denominator differently. Now when we differentiated the numerator just now, it gives us 1 all over 1 plus u. And let's differentiate the denominator. When you differentiate u, it's going to give you 1, right? Good. And now you see that anything divided by 1 is the same. So therefore, we have limit as u approaches 0, 1 all over 1 plus u. Let's take the limit. Anywhere we see 0, anywhere we see u, we write 0. That means we are going to have 1 all over 1 plus 0, which is 1 all over 1, which is equal to 1. You will now see that limit as u approaches 0, ln of 1 plus u all over u is equal to 1. So therefore, the derivative of y equal to ln of x is dy dx is equal to 1 all over x. Hello. So this is the solution on how to find the derivative of ln of x using the first principle or by definition. Ln of x is equal to 1 all over x. Hence the proof. All right. Yes. Thank you very much for watching our videos, watching our lessons. Please, if you are new to our YouTube channel, do well to subscribe, like and share our videos, and stay blessed. Thank you.